Mother's worries are confirmed when she comes across an odd photo of her daughter's fiance. You should constantly be considerate and receptive to those around you since life can change quickly. You never know when you might need assistance after all. I want to tell you a tale today that will undoubtedly make you feel something. Keep watching. It will be fascinating. Welcome to USA Stories channel. Do not forget to subscribe and activate the bell button to receive all new updates. Now let's go to the story. An intuitive mother knows best, and history is full with instances when she has been proven correct. In one such case, a mother called Kay had a nagging sense that her daughter's boyfriend was not who he seemed to be after only a few minutes of getting to know him. Her concerns were validated when she came upon an odd picture that had been shot nearly 20 years before. Their lives will never be the same after her discovery. However, what did it signify for her daughter's bond? Was this the man he said he was? Kay's daughter Heidi got admitted into the University of Newcastle long before she brought her fiancé home from college. Moving away was undoubtedly going to impact her life forever, but nobody could have predicted what was ahead for little Heidi, not even her mother. Like many other students, Heidi left home to attend college in the fall of 2011. Since first-year students were not required to live on campus, Heidi's position differed slightly from others. She and her friends chose to share an apartment. She quickly started seeking for different housing because the living arrangement was not at all what she had imagined for herself. She looked at a number of rental homes before choosing a modest studio near her university. It was a seemingly typical day when Heidi got an odd Facebook message. It came from an Ed the guy. He identified himself as the former occupant of her old flat and asked for her assistance in order to carry out an unusual request. Ed, it turns out, was not that handy, and he had trouble using the washing machine in the unit. If anyone understood how to use the machine, he reasoned, it would have been the previous tenant. Heidi did her utmost to assist over the phone, but to no avail. Before long, she concluded that it would be simpler to demonstrate its operation to Ed than to attempt a phone conversation. Soon after she arrived at her former residence, her new acquaintance was dressed in clean new clothes. Ed urged her to stay as she was about to depart because he wanted to ask her another question. Heidi was asked by Ed whether she would want to go on a date. From the moment he sent the message, Heidi thought he was handsome, so she was pleasantly pleased. At a nearby cafe, the two students went on their first date, and they appeared to click right away. They quickly became romantically involved and went on dates while they were in university. But graduation day was drawing near. It was almost here. Would their romance last beyond college? They traveled to London together and initially rented different apartments because they wanted to give their relationship a chance. While they prioritized their professions over their love, it was short-lived. Their romance not only endured the distance, but thrived as a result of it. After moving in together and deciding that seeing each other's families was the only thing left to do, the couple with stable careers soon realized that they needed to accomplish this. The preparations were put into action when Heidi and Ed spoke with their moms. The couple's favorite restaurant was where the four of them were going to have supper. Finally, the day they had been waiting for arrived after a few days of anxiousness. When Ed and Heidi entered the room with their moms, they had no idea that the outcome of their meeting would determine the future of their relationship. Fortunately for them, they got along well with each other, and their moms quickly started sharing anecdotes and cherished family recollections. It seemed as though they had been friends for a very long time before realizing they had a specific passion. They discovered through sharing their experiences that both families had a passion for sailing and had even taken identically timed holidays in the same region of the Mediterranean. Kay even revealed an awkward tale about Heidi's initial romantic interest in Turkey. Ed and Heidi interrupted Kay before she could say anything further to convey some critical news. Heidi accepted Ed's proposal to become his wife shortly before supper. The mother's initial amazement quickly gave way to joy, and they now had a wedding to organize. Soon after supper, Kay came home and decided to tidy up a little. This was a few days later. She needed the attic room to keep presents after the ceremony and obtain pre-wedding materials. She discovered something unusual hidden in one of the attic's corners while cleaning it. Dust was all over the record. Kay believed that the forthcoming wedding of her daughter would be an excellent opportunity to revisit memories as she hadn't gone through it in a long time. After taking a seat and flipping through the book, Kay saw that it had photos from one of their family's vacations to Turkey. She was most captured in one of the pictures. It was an old picture of Heidi with a boy of around the same age. She instantly remembers the feeling that was exchanged at Heidi and Ed's meal. He was the first person Heidi dated. They held hands the whole time they were on vacation. It made her grin, but it also made her consider there was something so familiar about him. It appears as though she may have recently encountered him. Something clicked after a few minutes of gazing at the photo. The boy's name stuck in her memory. It was Ed, Heidi's fiance's name. Everything fell into place when Ed's mother said at dinner that their family had also had a holiday in Turkey. Kay shot a photograph of the old photo album with her phone and emailed it to Ed's mom, Fiona, in a hurry. Soon after sending the picture, Kay's phone rang. It was hardly surprising that Fiona wished to talk about their kids. Fiona's phone call verified what many would consider to be unthinkable. It was Ed, her son. When they were 6 years old, he and Heidi first became romantically involved. They're getting married soon now. One thing was certain at that very moment: Ed and Heidi were intended to be together. Following the revelation, the delighted couple saw it as a sign that they were destined to be together. In August 2017, they exchanged vows. It was their peculiar bond that made a lot of their relatives become friends. It seems obvious that the two families were destined to be together somehow. Not all blasts from the past are as amazing as this one, so Ed and Heidi were lucky. That's all, friends. What are your thoughts on this tale? Post your thoughts in the comments section. I'll see you later. Please remember to subscribe to our channel, give us a thumbs up, and turn on the notification bell so you won't miss any of our videos. If you enjoyed the tale, the next video that plays on your screen will probably move you too.